this is Jump and Shoot, and I just thought of something stupid. I think in the Monsters Inc. universe, their energy drink would be called Human Energy. Isn't that hilarious? Also, Tello fell asleep in a battle, and I'm going to see if I can use Pokemon Ami or Amie. I know it's like Ami, like amigo, like French for friend. Yeah, do I have to watch a video? Play with your Pokemon pals. Actually, this is kind of like a fun addition to Pokemon. As much as people want to like interact with their Pokemon and shit. This is kind of a close... This is kind of like the thing you do. Play. Let's see here. Ooh, the game isn't like that. Hey! Hey! Hey, wake the fuck up! Oh, god damn it. Well, I guess Taylor's asleep. I thought you could use the microphone to, you know, do stuff, but I guess not. So, here's a fun topic. Politics, lol. I'm making this video pretty late into the month where, Joe Biden, who I already thought might have a chance of losing the race, dropped out and started promoting Kamala Harris. I think he might still be on the ballot, but he's still gonna promote Kamala Harris as his VP, and she has a VP that everyone seems to like and is super cool. Tim Walz. So, like, what do I think about Kamala? Like, I watched another podcast. I watched the Cream Team Dream stream where they kind of talk about all things media now. So, one of the things they had a discussion about was, like, Kamala Harris in general. It's like, well, she's been kind of off the radar, so it's kind of hard for people to care about her. But it's like, well, I mean, she's now a candidate. Now would be the time to start learning about her. And, like, instead of saying things like, oh, well, she was never on the radar, so let's not pay attention to her now. It's like, well, now's the time to, like, get to know the candidate, is what I think. And, like, I kind of already set on voting Democratic, which is, I know, like, just voting according to your party preference is normally, oh my god! Buy early game is a really good move. But this is... Do you see what we're dealing with this time again? Like, the first time, I think a lot of people didn't like Hillary enough to vote for Trump instead, or I don't know. Like, maybe there were that many conservatives in the world that were like, no, Trump is the way to go, baby. And they just outnumbered the Democrats. And I think a lot of Democrats didn't like Hillary either. So there was no, I don't think there was any winning that one. But now it's like, okay, well, I don't like Biden. He magically dropped out. So I think now we can kind of swoop in and just like not vote for Trump. Or not have to vote for Biden either. Like, the kind of consensus with most people on my side of things are like, okay, I don't care who is there, but not him, not Trump. And yeah, after the whole assassination attempt, like, I did kind of think that people might like run with that the rest of his campaign. But like, he survived the shooting. He's cool. He's gonna win. He needs to be president. Like, no, I don't care. That doesn't make you more badass if you're an idiot who survives a shooting. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use my satanic tendencies to say that you just don't go with ignorance. And Donald Trump has a lot of ignorance. That's all I know about satanic as a religion, is they don't like ignorance and stupidity. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna call myself a Satanist, because that's lame. I both like brought it up and shot it down in 10 seconds. That's kind of impressive now that I think about it. But yeah, Kamala is there, and also when she was deciding her VP pick, it was between Tim Walz and some other guy, and I screen capped something that was like, oh great, Kamala's gonna choose between an actual racist piece of shit and an actual nice guy. And like the tweet didn't say who was a racist and who was a nice guy, because I don't fucking know any of these people. Why is it so hard to just say who each one is? And then I look in the replies on that one to try to get more information. It's like, he did so and so, he did this and this and this, and it's bad. He did this and this and this, and that's good. No one is saying who did what, and it's so annoying. Like, that's why, like, I don't know. It's kind of worth paying attention to politics, because you got to know who is there in, like, who our choices are. Who is a good pick, who's a bad pick. Like, you just educate yourself a little bit. Is it that hard to ask? I say this as the person who didn't go through the proposition book last year or whatever year it was when that was being passed around. Actually, that's not true. I looked at the California like Senate and choosings and government and governor picks. I looked through that, and I was actually reading through some of the actually what's kind of nice about the book is that it shows you a profile of like the person, some of their quotes, and then for all the propositions, I'm remembering that I actually looked at the book. For all the propositions, it's pretty cool that it shows you the liberal reasoning for why it's good, the conservative reasoning why it's good, and then a liberal reasoning why it's bad, and a conservative reason why it's bad. It shows you, it tries to introduce you to like every angle of it, of a proposition, and like the outcomes of it, so that's like it's not one-sided, and that there's ways to educate yourself on like each stance on being opposed or for something. That's like super interesting. That's a mechanic that modern politics should keep having. Instead of just being it left up to the voter to do it all by themselves. It's like, no, here's a bone. Throw the voter a bone. Like, give them something to go off of, like, while reading the damn, like, proposition. Anyway, that's cool. You don't have to vote for Trump or Biden. Now that there's a lady there. Oh, so you know what made me a little mad is that in that podcast I was watching, they got a caller who is saying, oh, I don't know if we're ready. I'm neutral towards Kamala, but I don't know if we're ready for a black female president. So we should probably just go what we've been doing for years and just pick the white guy. It's like, dude, I don't know what their alignment was, but this kind of mindset is bullshit. Because you're asking whether the country is ready for something or not is dumb, because you're ready for it as soon as you pick the damn thing, is what I think. As soon as you just pick it, you're ready, instead of being on the fence about it, like, pretty much for decades, just picking the same, like, kind of caricature, like, over and over again. Like, I don't know if we're waiting for a female president. Well, are you gonna pick one? Well, no, because I don't... No, you have the option to. Are you gonna do it or not? If it were a conservative candidate, like, you would probably not even question it. You know what's also funny is that, like, I'm noticing a lot of right-wing posts are just actually making bullshit up. Like, there's memes or images going around with, like, photoshopped images of Kamala in like a prostitute dress, and it's like, is this who you want to be your president? This is what Kamala looks like before what she does now. It's like, you have to be dumb to fall for this shit. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff they're spreading around, and other conservatives being like, oh wow, she really did used to be a prostitute. I don't want that to be the president. Meanwhile, there's real photos of Trump hanging out with fucking Weinstein and all the other, and a bunch of other like bad characters in the past. Meanwhile, they're overlooked that, and then believe in photoshopped images of Kamala just to like get people against her. Like, dude, that's psychotic. Come on. I mean, come on. Anyway, politics are gay. Non-derogatory. And you know, actually shit like that, or like, would we be ready for a gay president? Like, you're ready for it as soon as you pick one, instead of being a little bitch about it. That's what I think. And then as soon as you have one, like, you've gotten over the hurdle. It's not like a problem anymore. It's not even a question anymore. It's like, okay, are we ready for a good one? Are we ready for a good gay president? Like, one who's gonna actually do good stuff. Instead of being like, imagine if we were like, are we ready for an old president? And then they say like, oh, we've been having old presidents for a long time. So what's the problem? Why change it? Why change what obviously doesn't work? And we've never complained about it, ever. It's so hypocritical. It's like the same people who complain whenever there's like someone they don't like in office. It's like, well, yeah, your choices were two old white guys. So, and then you're mad whenever someone tries to do something different, like pick a black female president, or a black president, or somebody else, or like a younger white president, like, or a younger person in general. Like, you tried nothing and you're all out of ideas. It's so defeatist, and it confuses me. All right, so I need to get a Pokemon here. Anyway, that's enough about that. Okay, I found the Pokemon I was looking for, and ergo, go figure, it's another female. Okay, so I need to weaken it. Also, I'm not done talking about this crap. Oh shit, that did like nothing. But okay, on the same podcast, the Cream Team podcast, they got another color where they were having a discussion about like a younger president in general, like if that would change anything. Because I think the thing is with old presidents or old candidates, like I think there's a disconnect with the people in that all they do is like kind of maintain the status quo, whatever it is, and then they're out of office. And then, like, they don't really introduce anything that, to, like, really change or make it the nation better. Meanwhile, someone who is younger, who is gonna be on the planet longer, is, like, probably thinking more about what to do about the now, instead of just, like, make everybody happy about, like, instituting some policy or bill that, like, makes their party beneficial in the long run. It's like, well, no, they needed a younger president. Like I said, like, they're gonna be here longer, so they're gonna have things in place that solve the problems of now, and then also set up things that would help like the people growing up in the future. Like, it can't just cater to the old people that are out now. It's like you gotta plan ahead. I don't think, like, old presidents plan ahead, you know? So, and, like, I don't know if it would actually be that bad. I think people are too afraid to, like, ooh, this is adamant. This is exactly what I wanted. So we need to raise this Ninkata up to a level. And it's weird that the person said that the younger person cares more about their image more, and that's all they're gonna focus on. It's like, well, no, not really. I mean, it's hard for me to pay attention to what a president does in general, so I won't be able to notice like new bills or new proposals that they've done. Like, I barely noticed what Trump did. He kind of just like said shit on social media, and then he was out of office when Biden came around. Well, he instigated the riot in January 6th. That's like the main thing. And then what? He raised taxes for blue states or bigger states or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know what Biden did. Like, it's hard. And I'm also just like a civilian in the world trying to live my life. Like, I'm not really paying attention to politics that much. And I say this ironically, paying attention to politics. But yeah, I don't think that's true, that all a younger president would do is just care about their image too much and like just try to save face. You know, unlike most other politicians of any age, they're all trying to do that, obviously. He says that old presidents are just there to like set things up for the future and then get out. It's like, well, don't we want presidents to have, like, don't we want good presidents to have a second term so that we don't have to worry about stuff for like the next like 8 years? I don't know, that's my 2 cents. And then if an old president has another 4 years, like, that runs the risk of them dying in office. So, or just like not being fit to run, to keep running. Like, I don't think Biden should have a second term, and I don't think Trump should have a second term. Maybe not because Trump is slightly younger, but also because he sucks. And also because Biden kind of sucks. And like, younger presidents are more exciting. You could say that like, oh, old presidents have old candidates are like wiser, they do this, they do that, they're more knowledgeable, they're less like foolish. I don't need you anymore. This guy. No, I disagree. Okay, I'm in the first gym. Yeah, I think that those are all my thoughts on the matter. Like, who is best to be, and my reasoning as to like who is not to be. To be or not to be, that is the question. Okay, some of the gyms have been reworked a little bit. I think the gyms look a lot nicer. Like, you got a giant Lilleep in the background. They got a big Kabutops. You got a big Dragonite. I think that's a Dragonite skeleton. They all look nice. The game looks nice. Like, come on, you gotta give it to the game that it looks nice. Like, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl does not look nice, and if it doesn't even at least have that, then like, you truly lost the battle. And yeah, I'm done talking about the politics thing. But okay, back to the remake stuff. So, while looking for this game, I've seen a lot of ROM hacks in general. Like, there's a lot of like 3rd gen and 7th gen ROM hacks. There's a shit ton of GBA ones, but like a lot of them try to incorporate like newer Pokemon and like make sprites of like the 3D ones, like the Gen 6 onward. And I don't know if I care about that stuff. Because I'm trying to think about like what my perfect Pokemon game would be. Like, as much as I think the previous games have been good, I still think there's room to make like a perfect Pokemon game and then do it again. Like, do perfect again. I just want to see, try, please try. Is that so much to ask? But I've been seeing ones that incorporate. As much as I talk about how older games are hard to go back to, like Fire Red and Leaf Green is hard to go back to, Heart of Gold and Soul Silver it's just slightly harder to go back to. Like, there's ROM hacks that incorporate Megas into Gen 4, and like Z moves and stuff, like regional variants into older GBA games. It's like, I don't need that. There's a ROM hack in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I think those games are hard to go back to because it's like the 3rd gen engine where there's no special split. There's a lot of like a lot of moves needing to be updated. I also forget that there's like no bug moves in before 4th gen. Like you get Fury Cutter, Mega Horn, and that's it. I think that's literally it was Silver Wind. That's literally it. Okay, Mud Shot, better than Mud Slap. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. And I've had some of them recommended to me, like, oh, well, this ROM hack adds this and this and this. It's like, well, I think if I have to play a ROM hack, then they've already lost. Like, I don't enjoy playing ROM hacks that much. The closest, whoa, my God, Marshtomp is huge at this angle. The closest I've gotten to playing ROM hacks are just fan games. Well, I guess I played Pokemon Insurgents a little bit, but it was just like, I kind of like the idea of their Delta Pokemon is what they were called. They were kind of like fusions before fusions, but I don't know, the plot seemed kind of dumb. It was about like a Pokemon cult that worshipped Darkrai or some shit like that. I don't know. Not what I would do. But I played like Sonic after the sequel, and that game is okay. I played all the way through another Metroid 2 remake. Like, I like the idea of fan games, but a ROM hack where, like, I don't know, I'm just turned off by it. I wish I could explain why, but I can't. I just want the Pokemon game that I like to have things that I want. Actually, what you could do is just make a Pokemon Alpha Sapphire ROM hack. The only difference is it has Battle Frontier. Like, that's it. That's how you make that game better. Where's that? Did anybody do that? Do I have to download that? Okay, that was, I had to skip ahead because I was rambling. I wasn't actually saying anything. But yeah, that's my 2 cents about ROM hacks and trying to look for a substantial feeling Pokemon game aside from like the main games. It's just, they never really hit me that well. The Stone Badge enables Pokemon to use HM Cut outside of battle. You got Rock Tomb. You got a tomb for your rocks. Isn't that hilarious? The move Rock Tomb, but it also lowers target speed. It also has terrible accuracy. Just saying. Also, this game is fun to go back to because it carries over the permanent HMs that Gen 5 and 6 introduced, but now it's for 3rd gen, and that's cool. So I'm gonna put let's see here, Water Gun, terrible. I'm gonna take off Growl. I don't need Growl anymore. So now he has kind of a fighting chance against faster Pokemon. I never noticed the look of that guy. The guy who greets you in the gyms. He's like an old guy. Wait, please! Don't take those parts! Do I really have to watch you go all the way off screen like that? Okay, he's not even off screen. Okay, I'm gonna save and then call it an episode. I'm sorry if, once again, how many times am I gonna say this? In fact, I'm not.